Oh, shit. Alright. Turn some light on. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. Still not enough light? It's lame. Really? Oh. I don't know why I started a live stream. Seems a little bit too late for anybody to join. But I guess we'll see. Alright. Oh, we did have someone join. Hey, how's it going, Spring Rain? How are you doing tonight? Just when I was wondering if someone was going to join. I'm doing pretty good. Um, I wanted to do this video real quick, because I'm starting to notice some disturbing trends lately, um, in regards to, I guess you can call it society, I guess, but it's really the current views of society and stuff, and a lot of them kind of really irritate me. Um, it's like, how do I describe it? It's said in the Bible that, yes, it's said in the Bible that if you're a believer in Yeshua, or Jesus, whichever variation of his name you choose to use, um, then you're automatically an enemy of the world. And it's kind of scary because I'm starting to see what exactly I didn't, because at the time I wasn't really sure when I first heard that, when I first read that, I wasn't really sure what it exactly meant, but now I'm pretty sure I know what it means. And like homosexuality and stuff like that. I just told my son the scripture today, no joke. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. But yeah, um, like things like homosexuality and stuff like that. Um, honestly, the whole topic, yes, praise his name, he is good. But the whole topic about that, um, it goes beyond. It's wrong on a couple different levels. The biggest level being is God says it was wrong, of course, but also at least homosexuality with two males. The whole idea just doesn't make sense if you really think about it from a biological standpoint. Um, I don't really want to go into too many details because it's nasty as shit. But um, hmm, yeah, gang stalked. I'm trying to. I've heard that word before, but I'm trying to remember what exactly it means. Um, but um, but yeah, I mean, I believe that. I'm not really sure what gang stalked is, but I'm sure he was. I mean, pretty much all kinds of bad things. I mean, he suffered he suffered the most. So I mean, oh, you're good, you're good. But what I was saying was, I don't just like it. It just goes against human biology, and it also just doesn't make sense. Because the whole point of why we have male and female is because he wants us to be fruitful and multiply. That's the whole reason. Um, and if it's not, it's one of the biggest reasons. But like I can't remember what video it was. I was watching a video and they were talking about someone accusing someone of being an evil homophobe. Like they attached the word evil to homophobe. Well, first off, the term homophobe is actually completely wrong to describe someone who doesn't agree with homosexuality, because the literal definition of homophobe is someone who is afraid of homosexuals. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. They gross me out and they make me uncomfortable, but I'm not afraid of them. If I saw a gay guy, if I walk past a gay guy in the street, I'm not going to be running for the hills. Like, I'm not going to first off, that term is completely wrong. Um, and the fact that society tries to label people like that as evil is also really wrong. It's just so dumb. Like, there's so many things wrong with having sex with another man in the rear end. Like, not to mention like diseases and stuff like that. Um, for example, AIDS. A lot of people don't even know the true story of AIDS, and they think that it was just the result of a man having sex with either an ape or some sort of monkey or some primate. Um, First off, that's not even remotely possible, because I'll tell you right now, if it was an ape and they even tried to do something like that, that ape would rip him in half. If it was a chimpanzee or a baboon or anything like that, they would have ripped his face apart. So bottom line is that story is complete BS. Um, I always thought it was weird when I heard about it when I was younger and stuff. I was like, how would a person have sex with a monkey when they're so violently aggressive? Yep. And the thing about it is, like, people think that God, I guess in a way that God wants, these homosexuals think in a way that God wants them dead. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. In fact, he wants everybody to live. He's preventing you from dying twice. Or he's at least trying to guide you on that path so you don't die twice. Because what these people committing these acts don't realize is that we all run the risk of dying twice because of our sins. We're all going to die in the flesh, obviously. All of us will. But the true sinners are going to die in the spirit as well. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to die twice. I'd much rather just die once. That would be pretty good. um, but like their anger and hatred towards people like us, I would say, is completely misplaced. Um, it God says these things for a reason. He doesn't just give us rules just to give us rules. Every rule he's given us, he's had a reason for why he gave it to us. And that's what people don't understand. They think God's just trying to be mean to them. He's not. He's not trying to be mean to them. That's not, that's not God's goal. It's not his intention. His intention is that everyone live. That's why he's awesome, because he just wants us to live. He wants us to live and have a good relationship with him, with Yeshua. Yep, the tree of life. And all the true believers will be able to, in the last days, I think in the last days, or slightly after the last days, we'll be able to eat of this. We'll be able to eat from the tree of life. And live forever. But it's like, it's just a real shame that people like me who do stuff like that, who know stuff like this is wrong and stuff like that. Like, I'm not looking to try to be hateful towards people. I would like to help them. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of people, another thing I should probably bring up too is a lot of people don't realize that all the true believers in this world, we all are part of the body of Christ. All of us. And, if the sinners repent from their sins and turn away from them, they can be part of it too. They can partake in the awesomeness that is Jesus Christ. And Jesus wants us to participate in this awesomeness. He wants all of us to, or at least as many as possible. And so in a way, I'm starting to see, that I'm starting to become an enemy of the world with my views. In fact, if I sat down with an average person from the street and told them every one of my views 100%, I'm pretty sure they would want to fight me before the end. I'm I hate to admit it, but I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. Let me get my dog inside. Alice, come here. Come on, Alice. Alice, come on. Come on, buddy. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Time to go inside. But yeah. So, for all those people that are accepted by everybody and they're super popular and all this stuff, and they got all this money and this fame and stuff like that, just to let you know, that doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Come here, Alice. Come here. Come on, Alice.
Yeah, I kind of like that shit.
Go on, buddy.
I just wanted to throw that out there. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Where?
You know why I also didn't have the instruction manual? Because it's a 40-year-old. Well, I've never encountered
Oh. But yeah, it's just like the people like that who are super popular and wealthy, well known. What's the word I'm looking for? having a brain fart. Hold on a second. Bear with me. People like that, you know, who are wealthy and famous and stuff like that, they're not enemies of the world. It's the people like me who are, who believe wholeheartedly. Just like me and my belief with flat Earth. It's difficult for me to tell people about it because of the fact that people are so prideful. They think they know everything. They think they have all the knowledge and stuff. And if I remember correctly, this is what the Bible said the last days would be like. Where are my keys? Dang it. Hoping my phone doesn't die. Oh, jeez. He's just hitting us as a way to love the world. It really is a blessing. Yeah, the American dream. Yep. And for whatever reason, we were all blessed enough to be able to get this amazing, abundant amount of information from the Creator. And this is something I thought about myself when I came into Flat Earth. I was like, why is it that it automatically clicked with me? Why is it that I was able to receive the information so quickly and so abundantly? Go, Alice. Go on. Go, please.
What I'm saying is, like let's say right now.
And I still haven't really came to a conclusion, but except the only thing I've came down to is the Lord's pouring out his knowledge to those who have an ear. So basically, he's poured out all his knowledge to people that were already ready to hear the information. But it still makes me wonder from time to time, like, why me? Why did I receive this information? It's like, because, I could have easily, briefly flipped through news articles and be like, oh, someone believes in the flat earth. What a ridiculous concept. But for some reason, I was like, you know what? I've never seen a curve. I've never seen any proof we live on a ball. I'm well aware that that video footage can be manipulated very easily. I was like, let me see a little bit more about what these people believe. Yeah, that's why I'm thankful that my mom took me to church when I was a kid, stuff like that. And, I actually went to church when I was younger. And I was like, if it wasn't for you doing that, I probably would have been super hedonistic right now. Oh, wait, why did I do that? Seeds of the gospel, yep. They must have been. Could have been a Rogan DMT lover. Oh gosh. That shit is fucking crazy. DMT, nobody ever fucked with that shit. That stuff is not good. you want to smoke cigarettes, I mean, you know it's bad for you, but if you want to do it, that's fine. That's a much better choice than taking DMT. Even cannabis would be a better option than DMT. I've done a lot of shit back in my day. Like, I did, last time I did anything was a long time ago. But it was LSD, and this was at a time when, you know, my relationship with Christ was shaky. My faith, it was a time where my faith wasn't really strengthened at the time, and my roommate gave it to me. Oh no. So my friend gave me the LSD, and this actually ties into something I want to talk about. But they gave me the DMT, and I noticed that everyone was having a great time. 2001-ish, rooms, 2003-ish, that's it. Oh yeah. I never took mushrooms before, but one of my exes took it, and she thought everything was getting super small, or something like that. But, yeah, I took this LSD, and, I looked around, and everybody was happy and having a good time, it seemed like. And, for some reason for me, after I took that, about 30 minutes later, I started puking my guts out. I started puking uncontrollably. I pretty much puked the whole 24-hour plus amount of time. I went in my buddy's room, and sat down. He had like a smaller sort of room, and he had already taken the LSD too, and he looked and he's like, dude, does the room look like it's getting smaller? And I don't know why, but right after that, the room actually started getting smaller to me. It made me freak out. I ended up puking in his room. Then after that, I decided it'd be best if I went into my room and went to be alone. The whole time I was there, my dog was whimpering at me, staring at me whimpering, which told me she knew something wasn't right with me. Kind of amazing how animals can pick up on stuff like that. But yeah, she was just sitting there whimpering at me the whole time, and like you could tell she was worried about me. The whole time I was on it, I felt, the best way I can describe this as a crap ton of demons latched on me immediately. And it was as if they were pulling me every which way. That's what made me realize that, I don't know what it is, something about me, the LSD did not set right in me. My body fought every bit of it the whole way through. So that's how I learned man-made drugs are bad for you. After that, I was no more. I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. That was not fun. Yeah, the DMT kind of worries me a little bit, because there's an excuse that people like to make for the DMT, that they say that we have DMT naturally occurring in our body, which is what most scientists will tell you. I think they say it starts in the back of the tongue and goes all the way down the throat. And it's a very thin layer of DMT. I don't know what its purpose is. I don't know why it's in the human body or if it actually is. I don't think that it's a good idea to increase that amount by taking DMT. That DMT is also what I call as the sleep drug, and basically it'll knock you. How do I describe it? From what I hear, I've never taken it, but from what I hear from people who have, they say it gives them super vivid dreams, and I guess something about visions or some shit, but none of which sounds good at all to me. Frankly, I don't need any of that shit. If the Lord needs to show me something, I'll wait for Him to show it to me. If the Lord wants to give me something, I'll wait for Him to give it to me. I'm not going to take the easy way out and, believe that the devil will give it to me or any of that bullshit, but, yeah. Pretty wild stuff. I'm glad I never messed with that, but, oh yeah. Yes, they do. New World Order mantras. All of that shit's fucking nuts. I will say this though, I don't know too much about any of that. I only know a little bit, but yeah, I agree. But I don't really know a whole lot about DMT, only from what people tell me. I've never done it personally myself, but even if most of this stuff is real and stuff, I don't think we should go about inducing it. I don't think some things in this world, I think, we're not meant to know. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Spring Rain. Well, just keep praying that your cousin will come back. That's all you can really do right now. But I'm telling you, like, stuff like that, anything made by the hands of man, is not good. Now, there's probably a few things that are okay, like aspirin and Tylenol and stuff like that. But, most of the stuff, like pharmaceutical medications, are super, super bad for you. I mean, for example, I used to be on Ritalin and Zoloft and stuff like that. And the Ritalin made me feel like I wasn't human anymore. I would tell my mom that I felt like a robot. A little kid, like a 6, 7-year-old kid, telling his mom he feels like a robot. And also, the Zoloft made me super depressed all the time.
What's up, everybody?
I'm only one person.
What's up, dude or dudette?
Spring Rain.
Spring Rain, what's up?
It's my roommate, Nick.
Slash best friend.
Well, that's obvious. There's only 2 of us at the house.
Right.
And we've known each other forever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That stuff is We were just talking about pharmaceutical medications and stuff, and like whatchamacallit, Zoloft, and I was just explaining how I used to be on Zoloft and Ritalin and how they used to make me feel as a kid.
I used to take Ritalin too, and the side effects was mood swings, and I didn't like it at all. I wasn't the type of person who wants to snap on anything. It's just, I hate taking prescriptions. I hate taking pills, any type of medication.
We were just talking about how it's not good at all. Like, none of that stuff is good.
I'd rather stick with weed than fucking prescriptions. Fuck that.
Yeah, well, this is what I say. Like, if it's something like herbs and stuff like that,
yeah,
that's perfectly fine for us to consume.
Yeah,
exactly. That's perfectly fine. It's God-given medicine.
I mean, even if it's not cannabis, like,
yeah,
I mean, there's shit tons of herbs that has so much benefits.
Lavender.
I want to be in a process to make a lavender lemonade.
That sounds really, really good.
When I get paid, I'm gonna buy me a big old bag of lemons. I'm gonna buy the right tools to squeeze it. You gotta add a little bit of sugar, but yeah.
That sounds really good.
I really want to try it.
I gotta get some lavender so we can make that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I have the ingredients.
I said, hey, Nick.
Hey, what up, Spring Rain?
I know they had all poor boys on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
felt like a zombie.
That's what I was kind of just saying. Like, when I was on Ritalin and stuff, I told my mom when I was younger, you guys are herbalists.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't go.
Oh, you
right.
cool.
I really want to.
I know, no problem, but
I
YOLO.
probably should just play it safe.
YOLO.
But, yeah, like, I love all herbs, and actually, the job I have right now isn't even what I want to do in the near future. I'm planning on, at some point, once I get enough money together, yep, exactly, yeah. Medicine that shit is no bueno. But, what I plan on doing is, I plan on at some point having my own farm very soon. And I'm going to grow plants, I'm going to grow herbs, not going to grow any cannabis.
I will.
Well,
One day.
One day when we're in a state where it's legal.
When it's legal.
Legal for us to grow it. I hate nursing. Don't help anybody. But you have a nice job, though.
What's his job?
Nurse.
RN. Not a bad job.
Yeah.
I mean, every day somebody's getting sick, so if you wanted to move to any state,
but I mean, you have to deal with people.
Oh yeah, that's a common thing. You gotta be around all those sick people.
Yeah.
I was thinking about being a nurse at one point. There was a lot of things I wanted to do.
Oh, word. Yeah, I heard they were legalizing it in Canada. Like, I guess throughout all of Canada, I guess?
What, in cannabis?
Yeah.
I thought it's always been legalized in Canada.
I think in certain parts of Canada.
Oh.
Unless Spring Rain says otherwise. But,
is he from Canada?
I think so.
Oh.
I think that's what they were just saying.
Oh,
but,
okay. Canadians are so awesome.
Men are great in the nursing field, yep.
Definitely right about that. I'm not even a nurse, but I mean, as long as you enjoy your job, I don't really know his situation, but if he enjoys it, then that's good. I work at McDonald's and I don't enjoy it at the moment. It's not a job I want, but it was like close to home.
It's not a job you would even wish on your worst enemy.
Nope. I had a guy come in today, said, "Are you guys hiring?" I was so hesitant when I said that to him. I was like,
you should have just looked at him and shook your head and be like, you don't want this job.
You don't deserve it. Me and all the adults today were talking about, like, we all feel like we deserve better than McDonald's, which is
Oh
true.
yeah, you guys are all hard workers over there.
Yeah,
They
we
should,
all bust our ass.
they should pay you more than they do pay you. Like,
Yeah.
McDonald's is such a huge company. Like,
Yeah, that's
you're
what I
telling
don't-
me they don't have enough money.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, they make shit tons of money. They should be paying us more. Like, you know, like for the teenagers and stuff, like they should pay them like probably like 10 or 11, and at least the adults like probably like 13.
Oh, Detroit. They're from Detroit.
Oh.
Oh, they're pretty close to Canada.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that close?
It's
to Canada?
kind
I
of
think it
close.
is.
Kind of close.
I think.
Really, I think you know what? Because it's Michigan. Wait, Detroit,
I think
Michigan.
they said across. Yeah,
Yeah, Detroit. Like
because I think they said across the river. I think they were saying across the river in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's close by. I mean, that shows how crappy I am at geography.
Shit.
That's why I barely passed geography in high school.
Only imagine if the Pangea was still around. Imagine who our neighbors would be.
And I had Mr. Fry
I had for who?
for geography.
I had Miss O'Leary.
That man, like, no wait. Oh, he was my. Never mind. He was my government teacher. But like, whenever I would sleep in class, he would like smack me in the back of the head and tell me like, "Wake up!" And be like, "You."
Yeah.
Be like, "You shouldn't be hitting children," but okay.
Yeah, that was me. Oh yeah. He would have got fired, and I would have got suspended.
If my dad would have seen him do something like that, ooh man,
My dad
it
would.
wouldn't have been good.
My dad would have been working on somebody.
Not saying that I would want my dad to beat the crap out of him because my dad's a big guy and he would seriously hurt Mr. Fry.
Oh, so McDonald's was your first job. I mean, honestly, no matter as much as I don't like McDonald's, but it is a good first job. You know.
It's about 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Oh, you homeschool. Oh, that's what's up.
Shit, I'd rather have been homeschooled than going
Well,
to fucking public
with
school.
with how the way the schools are nowadays, and school
Yeah.
shootings and stuff, if I had kids, they'd be homeschooled.
Yeah, at first I said if I have kids, I would either go to private school or homeschool, but now homeschool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
because just think about it.
teenagers.
Only imagine how things would be when our kids go to school. Probably everything is going to be computerized, and they're going to learn a lot of false shit.
I think it's already starting to be like that.
It is.
I think some schools even have like iPads for their kids to use.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like-
I'm just looking at that. I'm like, wow. I'm so glad we came from a generation. Our computers were like cubic, looking like, you know.
Hey, what's up, all around flat? Oh, Wendy's was your first job? Started my 16th birthday, worked open to close.
And
I wonder if it was better than. I wonder if that's working at Wendy's is better than McDonald's.
It probably was. How much did you get paid? Not trying to be nosy. Because McDonald's, I get paid $8.50.
Sometimes my chat's kind of slow, so you gotta give
Oh,
it a
no.
second. I think it might just be my service or reception or something.
Hey. What?
Damn.
Seriously? But that's bullshit.
Well, I
man.
mean, hold on, because like
Wait, he
he's
was-
older than me and stuff like that. So, like back when he was 16, they probably did pay super low back then.
Yeah,
So
true.
that probably does make sense. It probably depends on the location.
And how much
you're not
business
that.
you got.
You're not. I don't think you're that.
Oh, he's old. That's what he said.
Yeah, I think he's. Are you? You're like 9 or 10 years older than me. All around flat, I think.
Sorry, I have to.
750 and 89. So yeah, that was probably like it's probably because throughout the years they've slowly increased the minimum wage. Yeah, you
Whatever
can.
it is.
Sprite. But yeah, like throughout time they've like slowly increased the minimum wage throughout the
Yeah,
years.
I'm just
so.
thinking about it. I kind of forgot about that. Back in the day, the pay was shitty.
93 was when Oh yeah, 93. Yeah, that makes sense.
93 was the year I was born. Damn.
makes you feel, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, like, it's just wild. The world is crazy and hectic nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Literally today, I done everything by myself.
98. I was 8 years old when that happened. During 98.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I was like 6, maybe.
Not 89.
Huh?
They said not 89.
Oh. Shit.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Big ass fucking nose. I just noticed that shit.
Well, I mean, when you're on the camera, like, I guess it makes things look bigger than it makes you look
Got my
taller, too.
porn star stash going on. Sucks. I don't have a razor. I have electric one and it sucks.
I'm sorry. I meant to say 98. My bad, Spring Rain. My bad. But yeah, you got the porn star mustache. You should. I wonder if there's like a way you could like make it more of a handlebar.
Oh. Well, my old job, I had a manager who had one of those handlebars, and I was like, what the shit?
That was crazy.
Okay, why is my iPhone giving me, like, you have a memory, best of 2018, I don't give a shit. Showing me a picture, I don't know.
Yeah, I only have 2 years to look forward to that.
5 more years.
But, it's
And
like jeez.
I'm already getting gray hair, that's the crazy thing.
I think
You have more than me.
Yeah, I got more than you.
I'm
All on my sides.
It's all the stress.
All starting to be right here. Right here. It sucks. I'm only 28. I shouldn't have gray hairs already.
It's just stress and harsh realities of this bullshit society.
I know, that's what jobs like this will do to you.
Working with teenagers who are lazy as shit. And then sad enough, there are a few adults who are lazy as shit. Which pisses me off because there's a lot of people out there who are desperately looking for a job and are willing to bust their ass, but they give it to people who don't want to do anything and complain the entire time.
Yep. Like, most of my gray hairs, honestly, come from, my,
Stress is a big kind of thing.
no, it's a combination of work, but most of it is because of my, my engagement from the past that didn't go so well. And yeah, that was weird. I'll go ahead and tell you guys about it because I don't think I ever told any of
Exactly, all around
that.
flat.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, the reason I have so much gray hairs is because of my ex-fiance. Because the way it ended was really, really bad. And I'll go ahead and say the whole story here because, you know, I don't have anything to hide from you guys. But basically, she told me that she wanted to see her friend. Now, her friend lived in Colorado, and it was because she wanted to see her, and I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. I couldn't go because I had to work, so I had to stay. But basically, in a nutshell, come to find out that she actually went down there to meet another guy. She even drove up there with her wedding ring, with the wedding ring I gave her on. And yeah, so just left it there in the glove box for me, and that was pretty much the last time I really saw her. So because of that, you know, I had to have therapy. I also had to go to Snowden, which is fuck it, I can't beat around the bush. It's like a mental hospital. My brain basically cracked. And So that's the reason I have so much of this, so much gray hair, is because even before she broke up, we would argue a lot and stuff like that, and you know, quite a few times where the relationship was stressful and stuff. So that's where all these gray hairs will get you at 28 years old. You want these? You're gonna have to go up through a broken engagement probably in order to get shit like that.
The reason why my sleeping pattern's so fucked up is I already told you.
Yeah, I know. I already forgave her for what she did and stuff, because that's what Jesus wants me to do, right? So even though it pains me to say to her that I forgive her, I know it's the right thing. And that's why I said that, still to this day. In fact, most of my friends would probably tell me I'm out of my fucking mind for saying I forgive her. But I got a good woman, she's fat, but I love her. That's awesome, bro.
Big women need loving too, man.
Yep. My ex was a big woman. And yeah.
My sleeping pattern's fucked up. And it all started when I was 18 because I, was with my girlfriend. We were gonna have a child together. She was 7 months pregnant, and ended up finding out the bad news that our child died, and I already had a name for him. Since that day, I've never been the same. I lost a lot of sleep. I can't help it. There are times I can't help it but to cry. Behind closed doors, I don't like doing that in front of people, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, shit,
But I mean, it's like I told you, man. Like, even though it sucks, and even though you don't understand, you might not understand why and stuff like that, God always has a reason for what He does.
And I always had that in my mind when I was at that age. I was like, maybe it was God's sign saying that. Maybe I was too young, and I was 18. I was 18 years old and thinking
I would say that's a little too young.
I was fresh out of high school. No, not 18, 19.
That's still a little too young.
Yeah. But I can't talk about what my ex-girlfriend's dad does, but all I said, if we were to, I would not be here right now. I would not. But
we'll just leave it at it's a family business.
A family business, yeah.
We'll
just a family business.
We don't need to talk about anything else.
No.
Because he actually could get in trouble. We're just leaving it at that.
Leave it at that,
So,
yeah.
Not a lot of dating anymore, and that's all I'll say about that. Aw. Oh. He said I'm joking. We all call each other fat. But that's awesome that you guys can joke around like that, are that comfortable with each other. That's awesome. Hopefully, one day soon, I'll find a woman like that too, who I can be comfortable to joke around with as well.
Man.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's my best friend, so yeah.
Crazy thing, when I met him, I was a sophomore in high school and he was a senior in high school. And then I think him again, and I'm like,
Just gonna reconnect.
yeah. And he came by, asked if I knew anybody who had flowers, and from there. And I was going through a hard time because I really didn't hang out with a lot of people, and when people did hit me up, or if I run into people, they'll always be like, oh, let me get your number. Oh, we should hang out. I get their number to get my number to never hit me up. And so I kind of expected the same from Matt when I exchanged numbers. But he hit me up the first time asking if I knew anybody, and I did. And then we chilled for a little bit. Then from there, I thought it was going to be it. But then one day he hit me up, asked if I wanted to chill. And from there, look at us now, man. But,
Yep, it's true.
Oh yeah, true. And honestly, I used to hang out with a lot of bad influence. And honestly, when I started to hang out with Matt, he was actually the first person who wasn't about that bullshit.
Same here.
And it was cool because we didn't really have the chance to get to know each other when we were in high school. and stuff because we knew each other from friends, from friends and stuff. But once we did, it was cool because the other person I was hanging out with was boring as shit. We couldn't relate to anything. And he was boring. Every time we come over, we would smoke and we would watch the most dumbest shit ever. All of that shit.
My brother's name is Matthew.
Hell yeah.
It's Matthew.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah, I always thought that Matthew's a good name. Since they both kind of mean the same thing, either one is still a great name because they both mean the same thing. So basically it means, the biblical name Matthew basically means gift of God. So I kind of like that. My parents could have named me something like Devarius or Jamel or something if they wanted to be cruel. Oh yeah.
Connection sucks.
Oh yeah.
Connection sucks.
It's the service. It sucks.
We have the shittiest Wi-Fi.
Well, actually, I don't even know if it's connected to the Wi-Fi. Let me see.
Does it automatically connect to the Wi-Fi?
Oh wait, that's gonna really suck. Let me see. Okay, it's connected.
Alright, cool.
It's funny because my manager, she calls me Nicolas. And then everybody there is like, oh, I love your name. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know how you pronounce it, but okay. But, I'll go with that. It does kind of sound cool once you think about it. Nicolas.
Heck yeah. But, yeah, so we just read that one. Hopefully we don't keep cutting in and out. But, yep, exactly. But, I went on, I think I went on a little bit of a rant. But, what I was originally talking about, because you weren't here when I was doing the original topic, is when you're a believer of Jesus, you're an enemy of the world. And I was telling people, like, especially with, like, people that don't necessarily agree with, like, homosexuality and stuff, like the way the world treats them, they consider us people like that evil and stuff. We're not saying like they should die and stuff like that. Steven Anderson. No. Whoa, what was that? Oh, jeez, that was a bad cough. But most of us, we don't believe that they should die and stuff. And I was explaining that God's not making these rules to be mean and just give us rules. He's doing this because he cares about us and he wants us to live.
Yeah.
Because what most people are at risk at right now is dying in their sin, dying in the spirit because of their sin. But that believes gets to eat from the tree of life. But
see, I was born a Catholic, but I don't really care too much.
Boo. No, I was kidding.
But it's just from experience because I used to be a Catholic, and throughout all the years of me going to Catholic churches, I felt like over the years I was being nothing but judged. So judged, and they just were so strict. And there's so much dark history behind it. And if there's anybody out there who's a Catholic, I don't mean to offend you, but...
Oh no. Well, I'm pretty sure most of my subscribers are not Catholics.
And the thing is, it's just so full, and stuff like that.
Exactly, like the killing off of the tribes in the Old Testament. Descendants of the Nephilim, maybe, or something. Even if they weren't, they were still inherently evil. And this is one of the things that atheists try to throw at me all the time, is why would you believe in a God that believes that it's okay to kill people? And best way I can put it is, those people are inherently evil. God knows everything. He knew that if those people were left to live, that those people would kill his children. And I don't know about you guys, but if you're a father and you know your children are about to be hurt or about to be killed, you'll do everything in your power to protect them and keep them safe. And this is no different. You know, it's the same thing on a larger scale.
Growing up, I always went by this. I bring peace to those without guidance. It's how I always looked at things.
Which is exactly what Jesus did.
Yep. And I remember I said it to my dad, and my dad himself thought about what I said. He said, you know what, Nick? I really like what you said. You know, my dad himself. And I've never had anybody tell me that. It's just something that popped up in my head one day. Was bring peace to those without guidance. You know how many people I've befriended and... Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know how many people I've befriended and stuff, and they've been in a wrong path, but I'll bring peace to them. I don't judge them. I don't talk down on them based on what they did. Who am I to judge them? That's not my role. I just bring peace. They probably dealt with enough as it is, having people talking down. They probably dealt with enough as it is, having people talking down on them, saying, oh, you should die, you should do this. I'm not like that. Who am I to sit there and tell somebody that they should die?
You don't have to agree with what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a fine line with not agreeing and being hateful.
Yeah.
And it's our job as believers to not cross that line into being hateful.
Some people...
We need to find a middle ground, almost.
Yeah. I just... don't know. But, you know... Exactly, like, I don't know, like... I've had a few customers today when I was working, and I had probably 3 or 4 customers tell me have a God bless day and stuff like that. And I was honestly going through so much, and when I heard that, like, it just, I don't know, like, it made me feel better.
Yep.
And stuff like that, but yeah.
It's just like it kind of goes back to the whole do unto others as you would want
To be done to you.
Yes, I don't know why I always get that mess that one up, but yeah. But you gotta get rid of your own plank first. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well said. That is true. Yes.
I look mean as fuck right now. Stuff.
It's all good.
Oh.
You're just tired as shit from working.
8 hours.
E-colas.
Thank you. Nicolas.
Oh, okay.
I see.
I get what they did.
I guess.
Okay.
Like, my manager calls me Nickelodeon all the time. She's like, Nickelodeon, and in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah,
But she couldn't
yeah.
call you Nick at Night.
Oh, God. See, if times were hard. Nice to meet you, too, Spring Rain. Yeah, if times were hard, I'm joking, but if times are hard and if I had to work the streets, that would have been my name, Nick at Night. Just joking.
That's a perfect name for a male prostitute.
Yeah. Go up to, you know, a woman in a car and I'm like, hey, you shopping for groceries? You know, I have to say that because cops could be around and stuff like that. You know, you shopping for groceries.
Yep. As soon as you see a car pull up, you're like, yeah, you want to go down this street, take a left, and over there, and you wait for the cop to pass and be like, and, you know, a quick, it'll be $50 for the first 30 minutes, and then...
If you just want to see it, it's $10 a piece.
Oh, man. That shit's funny. Sounds like a decent boss to work for.
Oh, yeah. She is. She's a Hispanic lady. She's from Peru. She's awesome. You know, because, like, a lot of people at my jobs, like, my first two jobs, because my real name's Nicholas, but I've always grown up went by 3 nicknames. Well, one, my name, Nicholas, which people don't really use a lot, but the one that a lot of people use is Nick. And my family in Hispanic call me Nico.
You guys advertising more?
Huh?
Are we advertising